Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of Tampo Season 2. I'm your DM of the
Four
evening,
already?
HTD Palette. Yeah, we're at 4 already.
Hard to
How,
believe.
how time flies. I am your DM for the evening, HTD Paladin. We're down Quick Labard for only a short portion of the episode because he has other duties to attend to. But in the meantime, let's go and meet our cast. Let's start with Josh. Hi.
Hello, my name is Josh. I'm a freelance tabletop game designer, do a whole bunch of things, and today you can find me here as the Gold Gnome Babylon Dai. I lost my train of thought there for a second. Let me toss it to Latia.
Why? Hi, I'm Latia. I'm Latia Jaquise. I do entirely too many things, but now I'm starting to do less things. And what is free time? I have that now? I don't understand. Anyway, today I am playing your Mangangaya Ranger, Balete elf, awesome, awkward girl, Pilar, who is naming every animal we come across now. Lucia, take it away.
Hi, I'm Lucia. You can find me everywhere as Seer Sword. But today I'll be playing your adoptive grandmother Gaita, the half-elf Black River Barbarian.
And my new Lola.
Yeah, everybody's new Lola. I'm excited and scared.
And with that also, I think we do have some sponsors and thank yous to do. Josh, you want to take us away?
I sure do. I'm switching things up today, doing something a little bit different. Good day, mates. I'm Johnny Australia from the popular nature mockumentary called Outback Steakouts. Here to tell you about Hit Point Press. Now, you might be wondering, why would Hit Point Press need to hire an Australian to advertise for them? And the answer is quite simple. You see, we're ridiculously talented at advertising for things. Plus, it helps that I happen to be a subject matter expert on something that Hit Point Press does particularly well. Scary monsters that'll try to kill you. You see, in Australia, all the wildlife is deadly. If you've ever watched my mockumentary show, 7 Days in the Outback, you'll know it's a dangerous place to be. Between the poisonous snakes, the spiders, the emus, the kangaroos, and so many more. So when I tell you that the new monsters that you can purchase right now in the Hit Point Press store are terrifying, you can believe me, because I faced near certain death in the Outback more times than I can count. More to the point, you might be wondering, what exactly does Hit Point Press do? And frankly, it's a fair question. You see, Hit Point Press is an online store where you can purchase high-quality tabletop gaming supplements and accessories to be delivered to your door or to be downloaded to your PC if that's what you prefer. And they have some really fantastic titles that you can get right now, like Humblewood, the Decameni, the Islands of Sinira, and more. In fact, I've been thinking about taking my experience surviving in the wilderness for the better part of the last decade, as you can see in my hit nature mockumentary called The Dangers Down Under. And I'm thinking that I might create my own D&D 5e supplement with the same name. Additionally, I've skipped a paragraph. I haven't thought it through very thoroughly yet. But here are a few things that I plan to include in my tabletop supplement, The Dangers Down Under. First thing I'll change is the term challenge rating, also known as CR, to something a little bit more fitting for, the Outback. I plan to call it KR, or kangaroo rating, which is, of course, reflective of the number of kangaroos it would take to win a fight against any particular monster. Additionally, I plan to add a whole mechanic for capturing and befriending cute and cuddly animals, because everyone wants to have a koala for a pet. And finally, I plan to write out a detailed world history, which explores the story of the Great Emu War, when the country of Australia armed its soldiers with rifles and sent them out to try and manage the emu population in 1932. While we saw some successes in diminishing the number of emus, ultimately they persisted and we had to end the campaign, and thus making Australia the only country to lose a war against its own birds. So anyways, if you'd like to check out any of the phenomenal products available in the Hit Point Press store, you can follow our affiliate link in chat which will help support the stream. And of course, keep your eyes peeled for further announcements about the dangers down under, to be written and released sometime in the future, assuming the kangaroos don't get me first. That'll be all for now. But I'm Johnny Australia from the hit show Outback Steakouts, and this has been an ad for Hit Point Press. I hope you have a wonderful evening or morning, whatever time it is. Time zones are weird.
Wow. Absolutely wow.
This is normally where I toss it to CB.
But he ain't here currently. He'll be here soon.
He's not here currently, so just a friendly reminder that you can type !code, courtesy of our friends from Idle Champions, who have provided us with this code for a free platinum chest.
Electrum chest.
Electrum. I know words. A free Electrum chest that you can get in the game. Idle Champions, pretty cool game. Check it out. We are also got a great partnership with the folks at Arcane Spectacles that make really cool wooden like spell trackers and hit point trackers. I have one that is in a box on its way to the West Coast right now, so I can't show it off, but they're super cool. And you can go check them out on Etsy. I don't have the link memorized because I don't have the script for this, because I forgot that CB wasn't going to be able to do this until I was ready to toss it to CB. Additionally, we always want to say thanks to the wonderful folks here at RockPunch who let us do this. They are just remarkable, incredible, talented people. Really, seriously, like some of the best folks you could ever hang out with. They've got some pretty cool content, like on Sundays, you can check out D4. During the week, they do a podcast here with Katie Adkins from D4 called Corner of the Macabre and other cool things. So definitely check all that stuff out. And obviously, you might have seen stuff on their YouTube channel before. They put out weekly videos on YouTube. Worth your time, I promise. So thanks RockPunch. Y'all are great. And yeah, that's all I've got. This has been the most improvised ad read I've ever done. Is this one right now? Paladin, back to you.
And we appreciate you for it. Thank you, Josh. And with that all said, I do believe it's time for tonight's episode of Tampo. All right. Hello, everybody. Last time on Tampo, our heroes dealt with the looming threat of explosive gunpowder, dealt with a meeting with the imposter who calls himself Ontog, and has since fled the island of Patawanan, and dealt with a rather tense dinner. But it was all wonderful. I don't know what you're talking about. And
Terrible.
Speaking of wonderful things, Dai was asked to talk to the Iron Serpent Kamatayan, as the incense needed required for the ritual is a bit lesser to this season, thanks to dealing with the sudden change. But as we last left off in the episode, this massive scaled serpent with iron plating all over it climbed up to greet Dai, and from behind him he heard, "Dai, do you miss your wife?"
I'm gonna pause you right there. Let's take 2 seconds. Remind me what I, as a Babailon with vast knowledge and experience about the islands and this entire world, would know about the Iron Serpent, you said?
Yes, Kamatayan, the Iron Serpent.
Yes.
Can you roll me a religion check?
Yes, I seem to recall that immediately before we ended last session, I had used my ability to be the vessel for the spirits, and so that should potentially give me advantage on this if this is anything historical whatsoever.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Anything we can get.
And you said a religion check.
Correct.
23.
23. Ooh, that's a shame. Kamatalian is a local spirit to Agusan. Its ascendance from the mountains into the ocean, marking where the town is founded. Local legend believes that the early inhabitants of Putawanan didn't know what death was. They were immortal, just like their mountains, and they never grew feeble with age. But the celestial ion known as Arimaonga plays along the mountain range, and in its play opened up tunnels deep into the mountains, and there islanders entered it to mine what they thought were ore, but in fact they are mining the scales of Kamatayan itself. The spirit took vengeance upon them by conjuring lightning bolts that fell from the sky, and the miners that were struck with them crumbled to dust and died. And it's from there that the first death of Putawanan was recorded, according to local legend. Nowadays, Kamatayan serves as a local spirit to Agusan. Shrines dedicated to Kamatayan can be found along the coastline and near ancestral burial sites on raised outposts or just carved into the mountainside itself. Praise for the serpent is pretty far and wide around this coastline. People wear jewelry, as you've seen, devoted to Kamatayan. The antiques acting as wards against lightning specifically, but also asking for the iron serpent's protection, as the spirit is very popular with fishermen and traders who traverse the open sea. But above all, Kamatayan is worshipped as not a progenitor of death, but as some form of death spirit. It's believed that her white scales that cover her body each contains an ancestor spirit, and her form is ever growing and ever accumulative in size to accommodate new and new residents.
Okay. Cool, thanks. I just want to be sure that I know who I'm talking to before I, put my foot in my mouth, which will eventually happen.
I'm sure. No worries.
Just give it 2 minutes. Okay. I was asked, do I miss my wife? Yes.
Yes.
If I turn around and look, do I see anything there, or is it empty space?
When you turn around, you see this woman dressed in a very plain robe, but around her waist is this scaled belt made of iron, and hanging off of her around her chest is an iron sash. Thread iron woven so tightly, so thin that it forms this sort of thread, which has been woven over and over to create this large loop. She looks down at you with very dark hair that goes straight down, going down to her waist. And as she looks at you, you see very serpentine features, kind of raised cheekbones. Her pupils are slitted. And she's looking at you without any real expression. Do you miss your wife?
Have you ever known love before?
Of course I have.
Then you already know the answer.
I want to hear you say it. Do you miss your wife?
Yes.
What would you do if you could talk to her again?
If I could talk to her again, I would talk to her again. I would... Oh.
So you haven't been able to talk to her?
Yes.
Do you lack the means, or are your attempts failing?
I sense that there's some kind of proposition you're about to make.
Is there?
I don't know. Seems like you have to be the one to make it.
What would you give me to talk to her?
Hmm. A great many
When
things. How... I suppose the question is, how much are you asking?
well, I could ask for reverence. I could ask for your tribute, your worship. But when I allow them to move again, they will sing chants and hymns and light more and more incense and praise me for what I've done for them. I could ask you to sacrifice just pieces of yourself, preparation for when you finally die, but I need you alive. So, how about this? You swear an oath to me, you share blood with me, and I'll let you talk to your wife one last time.
What are the terms of the oath?
Are you saying you'll take it?
I'm asking what the terms of the oath are. I would like to know what I'm agreeing to before I do it.
My island is in danger. Other islands are in danger. Your friend let something past her. Your friend let something past him. And now it's moving on to other islands. You all let this happen. You could have done something to stop it. You could have tried. And now it's loose. And it puts my people in danger. It puts other people in danger. People arrive to me when they're ready to arrive to me. And now many people may arrive early. So I would task you with killing this thing and stopping it from doing more harm.
Do you know what it is?
Yes. But if I give you a word, the word is meaningless. It went to Tulunan. There's a library there where you can learn what it is, what it truly is. But I want your word you'll stop it. No bargains with it, no treatises. There is no understanding to it other than to kill it.
I'm agreeable to this. Before I commit to it, you also said something about give you blood. Whose blood?
Yes, yours, mine, a pact, an agreement.
As part of this agreement, I see.
Yes.
This seems agreeable to me.
Good. She raises down one hand, and as she does, her skin starts to flick away, allowing some stream of blood to come out of her palm.
I guess I will follow in a similar gesture.
As she reaches down to your hand, she flicks suddenly, and her nails become sharp and jagged and slice open the palm of your hand as she grabs it.
Okay.
You will kill it.
Or die trying, I suppose. One of the two.
Supposing you do die, I'll still see you.
suppose I'll uphold my end of the bargain then.
Good. As this woman lets go, you hear from behind you, "Ah! The eye, what are you doing?"
Do I recognize that voice?
You haven't heard it in a few years.
Oh, good. Oh, good. I'll just turn over and look. Is it who I think it is?
Describe what she looks like.
Well, I turn and see my wife, probably as I remember her before she fell sick. Dressed in these kind of flowing robes with just the softest smile on her face. When you look at her, you can see just years of care. But through all that is the most important thing is just the way that her eyes like sparkle in the sun.
She's looking at you, and she's wearing a similar attire to Kamatayan. White robe, iron sash, iron scaled belt. Though her tattoos are still as gold as ever. Look at you worrying about me.
It's my job. I married you.
I died. There's no more worrying about me.
Well, you don't just stop caring about someone because they're dead.
Caring doesn't mean not worrying.
Okay. Is this? Do you mean to lecture me? Is that why you've come here? Do you mean to lecture me?
No, because you're still alive, so I have time to worry about you.
Okay, well, if you want to try to pull some strings, be my guest.
Pull what strings?
I don't know. What is it like?
What is what like?
Being dead, I don't know.
It was... Where I am right now, I'm okay.
Glad to hear that.
I can talk with my mother again. We harass your father a little bit.
Probably deserves it.
He really does. He's an ass.
Yeah.
But we look down and we see you trying to talk to me constantly.
Well, gives me something to do, I suppose.
As opposed to what? Doing your duties?
I do those too.
Do you?
Yes.
All right. How is our daughter doing?
Fairly well. We had dinner last night.
Yes. A painful to look at dinner? How many times did you almost bring me up? And when it came up to me, was it a happy topic? Or did you always think about me when I died? When I was dying?
Look, I think you would be so proud of her, of they're gonna have a child,
I know. I can see it. I see how she's doing all the time. I also see you constantly thinking about what you couldn't do. Is that any way to treat yourself? Is that any way to think about me?
So what do you want me to do? Apologize?
Just be okay with the fact that I moved on. I died. You didn't. So why are you acting like the corpse? I'm okay. I just want you to be too.
I was never good at being alone. You know that.
You have friends.
Well,
Gaita's your friend, and if you say otherwise, I'm going to get something to slap her and you.
wow, okay. Gosh. I've thought a long time about what I would say to you if I had the opportunity to speak to you again. And this is not how I expected the conversation to go. I expected it to be something like, I'm sorry that I couldn't heal you. I'm sorry that I failed you. I'm sorry that I wasn't a very good husband. And here you are lecturing me.
You did what you could.
It wasn't enough.
You still tried. You were brave from me. What else could I ask for?
I don't know.
I had your attention, and I had your love, and I had your bravery. And you were kind, and you tried.
You'll always have those things.
I know. But other people might need that too now. Those things don't die with me. They multiply with other people.
You're right.
I know I'm right.
You don't have to rub it in.
It's fun, though. It's so much fun to rub it in.
I miss you.
I love you too.
Maybe next time I send Hari to find you, you could just I don't know, say hello at least. Like pretend that you want to be found.
Can you talk to our daughter and not have a tense conversation?
I don't know, can you talk to my bird?
Yeah, of course.
Then sure.
Who do you think gives you your spells all day?
Fair point.
Yeah. I'm always going to be with you. But your friends, your daughter, your son-in-law, and our grandchild, they need you more than I do right now.
I know.
Can you be there for them?
I will do the best I can.
She walks over and just squeezes you. I'm always going to be here, okay?
I know. I'll just give her a kiss on the forehead.
She gives you a kiss on the cheek.
It's hard to carry on, but I will.
Good. Good. As she starts to let go, you start to hear chanting. You start to hear people playing flutes and playing instruments. And you see around you as, while your wife is gone, there are droves of people lined up at the shore, on the docks, around the town, all in full-on celebration as they see, as you look at the iron serpent. You don't see iron plating over this creature. You see hundreds of thousands of white scales on this massive snake that looks down at you with these red eyes, and it smiles at you as it curls around the pillar and goes down into the sea.
That was not how I was expecting this to go. Do I
What do you
feel
do?
like my official duties are done? Or...
As far as you can tell, this was what you needed to do.
Oh, okay. It's the least informal, or it's the most informal ritual I've ever done. Wow. I should probably like make it look good though. I'll kind of like face back towards whatever it was, the incense or something in front of me that I was doing something with, and I'll like, I don't know, do like a flourish and like use thaumaturgy to like make things shake or something, and then I'll kind of turn and just walk away towards wherever I can go that seems familiar at this point. I'm like a little flustered, if we're being honest.
To everyone else, Gaita and Pilar, you saw this massive serpent made of with like iron armor on it climb up out of the sea, look at Ai for a moment, shed these different iron platings off, and you saw Ai raise his hands and the pillar shook and sparks flew, and you heard some words, you think, and then this serpent of white scales just climbed back down the pillar. The incense was immediately gone. You can see your cohorts and Dalasai and Makli'ing all waiting for you at the end of the bridge to the stone.
As I walk back over towards them, I think like the shift in posture and like body language, how he holds himself, is dramatically different from what it was like minutes ago. Like I think up until now he's been like a little bit hunched over, maybe a little bit like slouched, and definitely like just less. He's been a little bit like slower and more deliberate in his movements, and so as I'm walking back towards them now, like my shoulders are back and my chin is up as I'm like maybe not smiling, but like chuckling to an like at an inside joke or something as I walk back towards them, a little bit more hastily than maybe I had walked away from them a moment ago.
And for the record, please mark down you have advantage on saves against poison, and your maximum hit points is increased by 5 because you now have Serpent Dewata blood in you.
Okay, all right, just gonna.
Gaita and Pilar, what do you do?
I'm probably like vibrating with excitement because the incense went away and I didn't feel my spells go away. So I'm feeling pretty darn good. So I'll probably meet Dai, like not necessarily halfway, but as he's coming off the bridge, I'll probably run up to him and I'll be like, oh, that was amazing.
Thank you, Pilar.
You did so good, and no spirit essence got taken away from any of us.
That
was
like
awesome.
Lean close and like whisper, like, what did it look like? I have no idea. Did it look cool?
It looked really cool.
Very good.
Gaita.
Where are the kids right now? Because I know Raya had said something about Poitog being kind of front and center. Where is he right now?
You saw Poitog near the base of the stone altar, performing different performing different rites along with a few others down there.
Okay. I would after watching, I'd probably just kind of like Gaita's never really seen anything like this before, so she's probably just kind of like the mom at a kid's performance, just like if she had a webcam to like record her son, she would. So she's like trying to commit it to memory right now.
Like a soccer mom at like a dance recital.
Yeah, exactly. Just, you're doing great, sweetie.
You see Portal, you just glance at him and just he's happy you're here, but he's uncomfortable you're being so known right now.
I'll lean over to like a random person next to me and I'll be like, "That's my son."
They nod and go, yeah. They're not really sure how to respond to you.
He's so handsome, isn't he?
They have no idea how to respond to that.
She doesn't care.
But with the festivities underway, as you come off of the bridge and talk to Pilar, Dalasai whispers down at you, "What did it want?"
So here's the thing. We made a bargain, and I have agreed to go and find the thing that has been causing trouble here.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I will probably need a boat, and I'll have to go to Talunan. Wait a minute.
Right.
Pilar, was that where you were going to go too? I can't remember.
Well, that's where Manalo was going to go.
Oh.
And I was going to go with Manalo, so now I guess you're going with me and Manalo.
If I could tag along.
Of course. Gaita, does that mean you are also going to Talunan with us?
Gaita's off with the kids. Don't bother her.
Oh.
Gaita is like
Gaita,
10 feet
does
away
that
from you all. She's 10 feet away from you all right now.
Do we have to invite Gaita? I mean...
Yes.
Fine. Gaita.
And I will walk the 10 feet over to Gaita.
Who is currently screaming cheer for her kid.
I walk over and I go, yeah, Poiton, woo! And then I say, Gaita, we're going to Talunan. Do you want to come to Talunan?
Yes, there are some things we have to do there, right?
And then I look back at Da'ai and I'm like,
oh, yes.
See?
Yes. Well, I spoke with the Iron Serpent, and they told me, yes, they told me that there was a library there that we can learn about whatever this thing is that we have been chasing, that like killed the people and stole the boat and has caused all the trouble.
Yes. Pilar, didn't your father say that man was heading there?
yes.
And also, didn't crap, what was his name? Didn't Benoit also say that the anchors were connected to some warriors there from Talunan?
I don't know, Paladin, did he?
Yes.
Yes.
It is another place I should go to see if I can find that unruly husband of mine, so.
Where exactly was he supposed to be going, if you don't mind me asking?
If I knew, then I likely would be there.
That makes sense. Okay.
This is kind of against my normal agenda. I don't like to travel.
Sure. Anyways, apparently we can find out what this thing is at the library there. Um, uh, it was very strange. Kamatayan said that they knew what they were, but couldn't tell me because it wouldn't make sense. But the library has the answers. That's what I was told. So I guess we're gonna go read some books.
Wonderful.
I'm okay with books.
Oh, good.
So, with
Well,
festivities underway, what are you three doing?
partying, baby.
That might be what the young folks are doing. I will have a single beverage, and probably stand as far away from the festivities as possible and watch as the young folks do things that I used to do when I was younger.
All right. What are you having to drink, Dai?
That is a very good question. I was thinking maybe like, would it be appropriate to have a wine on an occasion like this? I
It
don't
would
know.
be. It would be, yes.
Then I will have like a appropriately celebratory wine.
Okay. There is an alcoholic drink here that's very popular called tuba. Which it's here. It's one of the better made forms of it. But it's sorry. Whenever I say tuba, I can't laugh because I was so confused for the longest time about what tuba was.
That's fair.
Yeah. Even saying it is making me giggle a little bit. It's made. Tuba is made from different forms of palm tree saps.
And grass.
It's there's an alcoholic version that's very, very popular. There's also a non-alcoholic version as well. Either way, it's very sweet. Typically, you can taste some walnuts in there that they mix in with it, and it can get you pretty drunk pretty fast if you're not careful.
Okay, well, so is that what like the equivalent of like an appropriately celebratory wine would be, or?
Yes, if you like cut it with water.
Okay, good. I will cut that with water, please and thank you.
Yeah. But you're having a small drink and watching the civvies arrive, and you see people dancing, you see people shouting, you see people singing and playing instruments, people talking in droves. There's a metric ton of food being served. Different meats, different fish, different vegetables, different dishes, all being served just on open palm leaves or in bowls. Just anything that you could probably think of is being served currently. Just either with a chicken or a fish substitute instead of maybe beef or pork. Gaita and Pilar, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna go talk to the Datu, actually.
Okay. You see Makle Ing doing this, participating in this kind of dance where there are two people at the ends of bamboo poles, and in beat with one pole in each hand shared across, they slam them together, and you see people like dancing in between them in step, and you know that if they misstep at all, they will get their ankles slammed by bamboo poles.
Yes. I will wait for him to be finished.
You see Makli Ing like even like getting down to his hands, like dodging the bamboo poles and like moving in rhythm. Like he's practiced for a while. You're pretty sure he does this quite a lot with how he's moving.
Yeah, it's so fun. This is so fun to watch. I can't remember what it's called, but it's so fun to watch.
When he sees you, he waves at you and then waves you over.
Oh no. All right.
Do you go over?
I do.
All right. The beat is moving pretty fast. If you want to join in, could you please give me either a performance check or an acrobatics check?
Yes, Tinikling. Thank you, Mac. I will go ahead and do performance or acrobatics. I will go ahead and do acrobatics.
All right.
Oh dear. Okay, it's not bad. It's a 14.
A 14? Yeah, you're so comfortable with this. You've been doing this for years. You hop in and start moving along with it. And you aren't like doing the kind of flippy hands on ground movements that Makli Ing is doing, but you're like, moving along with the beat, just trying to like get his attention, trying to like, are you trying to have fun with it, or are you trying to get his attention to talk to him?
I'm probably, it starts off with trying to get his attention. Like I really would have wanted him to come out of the bamboo poles, but he waved me over. So it's like, it's that dance where you're trying to get across the dance floor to talk to somebody.
So what do you say to him?
I say that went better than I thought it was going to go.
He's saying this in beat to them, but yeah, you are doing better at this than I thought.
Thank you, Datu. You're really good at this.
Excuse me, I'm the best at this.
Sounds like a breakdancing robot. I didn't really want to talk about this while we're doing this, but we're gonna go to Talunan.
All right. Good luck.
Yeah. Can we get paid now?
Right. And he just kind of walks out of the dance while you're still there.
I'm gonna try and follow him.
Can you get an acrobatic check to leave without getting your ankle slapped?
Yes, sure. It's a 6.
As you're leaving, you just hear this nice flip as they hit both sides of your ankles. There's this group, as you leave and just get hit by the bamboos, and even Makling is going.
See, this is why I wanted to talk to you outside of the bamboo poles.
And this is why I want to talk to you in them.
Jesus, whoever that is.
Oh, that was Makling talking to you.
I know, but like,
He takes you walking through the town. So, Luna, what's there?
Yeah. First off, because I still don't bow.
You know where Bao Bao is.
No. Bow.
Bao Bao.
Thank you.
It took me a moment, the DM, to realize, oh, right.
Springing it on you randomly.
Thank you. What's it there?
Well, I fill him in on what happened between, the fact that, well, he knows that Ontog was at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Not Non-Tog was at my house. But my father mentioned that this thing said that that's where they were going. And we all have different things to do in Talunan.
Mm-hmm.
So, Talunan is where Iraga is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'm not looking at the map. So I figure we'll go to Talunan and do what everybody else needs to do, and maybe go to Iraga and figure out what it is.
Sensible. I assume you're taking the Karakoa?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, technically, I have 2 boats. But
I thought I saw your father attaching his boat, to the Karakoa this morning.
Right. I'm taking both boats. I'm taking the Karakoa, yes.
Gotcha. It's going to be a day or 2 before you can actually leave. You should look into getting supplies and maybe improve the boat for your group.
Yeah. Do you think you could help me with that? I never owned a boat this big.
Sure. What do you need help with?
Well, I guess figuring out how to make it better for less people?
Right. Well, talking your father should probably be adjusted for a smaller crew. First off,
Okay.
um, then after that, you have to worry about sleeping. You have to worry
Hmm.
about food, just
Hmm.
storing it. You can. I assume you can fish. Can you fish?
Yes, I can fish.
Okay, making sure. Beyond that, you'll have to worry about rougher storms, better sails. Um,
Okay.
some people have a better cooking arrangement. Some people try and have a small forge in there. It depends on what your group wants.
Okay. Um.
I knew someone who made a shrine in theirs.
Oh. Well. All right. I guess I'll spend the next while waiting for everybody to leave. I'll spend the next couple of days doing that. Um. But thank you for listening and for believing me.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. Why I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be weird not to.
Uh yeah, that was all. And the money.
As you have reached this point in the conversation, you are outside of his home.
Oh neat.
It's this raised platform home because he. You recall a story about him once having his home get flooded and having be sent downhill on a flood, and he's been a little paranoid about that ever since.
Makes sense.
So his home is raised up, but you see, but he goes in and comes out a few moments later with a sachet of bamboo of banana leaves, holding some gold.
Neat.
400 for what you all did, 200 to help you on your way.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Stay safe.
I will. Um I'll be back. Certainly.
Hopefully.
Certainly. And then I leave.
Okay. So you have a small pouch of 600 gold.
Okay.
Um, Gaita, what do you do in the festival?
Um, at this point, is Pilar's father ha- is he still like in his house avoiding the festival?
Um, do you go to look?
Yeah, I think that Gaito would probably be like, where is he?
Do you go to his home?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for him.
You go to his home and you see him just like leaning against his door frame looking at the festival.
I want to be where the people are.
Oh, are you waiting for something, dear?
Pilar told me to I was told to wait here.
Oh, I I think you're all right. I think you can come join us now.
Can I?
I would say so.
Okay. Bao, come on. And you see Bao just go stand up. And Bao Bao follows Pilar's father into town.
After that, I'll probably find Raya and I'll kind of like do the mom hover over her because I know she's pregnant. And just make sure that like people aren't bumping into her,
Right.
etc.
You find Poitog and Raya actually kind of away from the festival. They're in a quieter part of town. There's still people going back and forth, but here they're just talking with Nalasai, just kind of away from the crowd. No jostling, no people running past.
Um, I'll kind of like not butt in, but just kind of like take a spot in the talking circle and wait for Poitog to kind of finish whatever they're talking about.
Okay. As you sit down, they're just talking about fishing. How many people, how much fish is coming in, how much money is going through the town, uh, anyone who's been hurt recently in fishing voyages.
Okay. Um, I'll kind of like gently put my hand over on Poitog's shoulder, and I'm so proud of you. That was wonderful.
He puts his hand on yours and thank you, Gaita.
Um, I'll likely be leaving soon, so you know.
And you see for a moment his like kind of uh demeanor of just being like in a position of respect around people in public kind of dissolve for a moment. He goes, "Oh, so soon?"
Yes. We can talk about it later if you're conversing with friends. Um, but I have to continue looking for your father and try and find your sister as well.
Okay. Um Dalasai actually he motions towards Bella and Dalasai, wanted to talk to you before you left.
Oh, um, sure.
The two Raya and Pota look at each other, look at Dalasai and just awkwardly stand up and Raya gives you a hug as much as she can with her belly trying to be a little more sensitive because, take care. Um and the two of them they don't go into the main festival activities, but they do head towards the festivities. Um, and now you and Dalasai are talking alone.
It's a wonderful little town that you care for here.
I like it. I enjoy it. It's fulfilling to be here. I wanted to ask about your journey to find Poitog's father.
Yes. What would you like to know?
What did you do?
Did I do?
What did you do?
I'm
How
not
old are
sure what.
you?
I am 128.
128. Most people around your age, they retire. They slow down. What did you do?
You mean as a job for when I was younger?
No. I can smell the river on you.
Um, I did whatever I had to.
Is the search for his father that hard that you had to that you work for it now?
I'm getting old, as you've said. Whatever path I had to take that felt necessary, I did. I don't have time to train or develop skills as you have. I I felt as though it would lend me the most help in what I wanted to accomplish.
Is the search for your husband that difficult?
Yes, It is.
He wonders about you. You know that, right, Poitog? He sometimes brings up that you're different or that you feel different. He doesn't know what he's sensing yet, and he's going to eventually. What do you want me to tell him until then?
Well, I've never hid anything from Poitog. He's my eldest. I would never keep that from him.
And yet he doesn't know.
He does not want to ask. If he is curious, I will gladly tell him.
I think he's trying to build up to it. But he is worried all the same.
Well, he should know that worrying is a mother's job. And if he asks you of it, then you can tell him what I've told you. I did what was necessary.
Okay. I can do this for you.
Thank you.
Are you okay?
I will be.
Okay. I heard that you're going to be looking for this thing.
Apparently so. Running with these youngsters, they get into all sorts of trouble, but suppose it is only fitting since my husband likes to act the same.
Sure. You see her reach into her robe, and she pulls out this small leather pouch. She cups your hand and places the pouch in your hands. This is for when you are on his trail.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
You've been, have you been training Poitog?
Yes.
Have you ever tried to identify an item and all you got was light and a loud voice? Or have you ever seen him perform this before?
The eye taught me, but my specialization is elsewhere. But I have seen people do the identification ritual before. They just come back with some information. They come back with a few snips of what a thing may do or of its make. If you heard or saw something odd, that would mean that it pertains to whatever you were looking at.
I'm not very versed in these magic things you all delve into. Perhaps I will ask Di about it then.
Sure. He knows more about that branch than me.
Right. What do you specialize in then?
Oh, I don't bring it up much or when the eye is around. I know he's not here right now, but I don't like to bring it up around him, but uh, I chose Spirits of Wrath.
Oh,
Yes.
that is good. It's
good.
It helps here.
I could see why.
Lot of young warriors, lot of overconfidence. It helps.
Yes. In any case, take care of yourself and your people here, and I will be back before the child is here, and I will have my husband and my daughter with me as well.
I'll be happy to meet them.
And I'll sort of like put the pouch close to my chest. Thank you.
For the record, you're looking at around 8 months.
Of
Until your grandchild.
Oh, yes. I know how long babies take.
She looks at you as just one person to another. Yes, I hope so. Yes.
It is truly a blessing to be a mother, and I'll walk away.
Hello, CB.
Hi.
So to catch up to speed, they are in the middle of festivities. The ritual with the Kamatayan has gone well, and people are celebrating. There are people eating foods, people drinking. There are people dancing with, trying not to get hit by bamboo poles by their feet, by their ankles, which Pilar did get hit by. There are people playing instruments and singing and playing flutes. What does Manalo do?
Manalo is probably. Where is it at? Where's the festival? I guess kind of all around the area.
Yeah, it's taking up the entirety of the town right now.
He's probably. He is not one for a celebration. This is kind of a lot for him, a little sensory overload. So he's probably perched either like on top of like a building, like a hut or something, just kind of just keeping elevated. It's away from people, or he's kind of just on his own. I don't want to be like in a corner, but like kind of in the corner. But most likely he's like perched, kind of just. He has found like some nuts or something, and he is kind of just to himself.
Okay.
Just kind of just feeling out what's happening around and letting it fade away as quickly as he wants it to. Yeah, he is definitely not fully comfortable.
Sure. Just a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
There is plenty of places to kind of get a good look at the festivities from just a safe distance away. You find yourself just kind of not on the dock itself, but on a shore, on a raised shoreline, looking at the docks. Plenty of walnuts to grab, honestly.
Great.
And you're quietly eating away. There's a kind of peace right now. The past day and a half has been nothing but just a lot of adrenaline and violence and a lot of concern. And you're in this moment of peace right now, where there's nothing actively threatening you.
And he's definitely kind of, if anyone were to like spot him, they would spot the veins upon his arms and face kind of pulsating on their own. He's kind of in a state of meditation, as he kind of just lets the world exist around him. But yeah, that's kind of where he's at right now.
So, in your meditation, what are you thinking over?
Why he's here. He was told by Ulan that Benoit would help him, but what he thought Benoit would help him with was purpose and understanding and getting him back out into the world after not really knowing how to process things. He thought that Benoit would be, I guess, more of a guidance and like another mentor in a way that Ulan trusted, but instead it was just, to figure out what's going on with his armor, and that kind of threw him off. So he doesn't really know why he's still here. He kind of is connected now to the group, especially Pilar, just because I think he's closest to Pilar. But and kind of has a personal vendetta against some bitch who tried it.
Non-talk.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess more just trying to figure out why everything is versus like what to do. Just like, why is he here? Why did he wake up like this? Just trying to process.
Right. We do recall that you were supposed to get your armor looked at by Benoit. Last time you saw him, he was up on his feet talking. He was being healed up. He might be okay right now to talk. You review the past day in your head, going through different fights you had, different concerns you had. Your mind pauses on the fight with the Malakat. You do remember it looking at you all, and then it changing and growling. You play it over in your head, trying to grasp at this thing that you didn't catch the first time around. You remember just underneath its growling, there was something else to it, and you think it over, and you can make out words in the mental playback. You make out the words, "You can't be here. You aren't nothing yet."
Was he saying that to someone specific or just...
He was saying that to you all.
What would that mean to him?
You're not sure. Can you make me an Arcana check?
No.
Or a religion check?
No.
Oops.
My veins will pulse as I guidance myself because I have nothing to add to this. Okay. Actually, it's 17.
17?
I would have did Arcana.
Okay.
Arcana, yeah.
You're not sure why, but the way that it was phrased, when they said nothing, it was a proper noun. That was capitalized. It wasn't describing a verb, it was describing a state.
You can't be air, you aren't nothing yet. That's interesting. Okay. He'll think about that for a little while longer. Kind of let everything process. And then he'll find his way towards Benoit.
Okay. You make your way towards Benoit, and there's different groups of revelers and celebrants milling about the empty spaces of the town, but you make your way over to Benoit's, and it's there that you find some measure of peace. There aren't a whole lot of people that are willing to be near such a hot heat source where it's kind of smoking, and that you can tell as you get closer to it.
Okay.
Inside, you hear the sound of metal being hit.
And he'll go towards the door and Benoit, if you are there, I do not mean to intrude. I can come back at another time.
Come in.
He doesn't for the first 10 seconds. And then he'll finally walk in.
Inside, you can tell that the shop has been fixed up, you can tell that everything's been a little reinforced to not be knocked over so easily. And you see, and you sense Benoit putting a piece of metal down that he was striking with a hammer. Hello.
Hi. Are you busy?
Not busy enough to not talk to you. Hello.
That's not necessarily true. If you were on a task, I can come back at a different time so you complete your task.
I have time for it. I have also time for you. How can I help?
You
Armor.
must have a lot of time. Yes. I had questions, or I have concerns.
Of course. He points to the ground. Please sit.
He'll sit down. You said that the pieces that held the armor together were like bone or tooth or something not unnatural.
Yes. May I see?
He will take the time to get it off and hand it to him.
You see him reach out behind him, and you see him pull off what feels in the air to you like this sheath. It's kind of square-ish. It's this piece of material is very flat, maybe a few millimeters thick. But it's not. It doesn't smell like iron. It kind of waves as he holds it. He brings it over to you. Hold this.
Mm,
You're holding this material. It's hard. It's very durable, but it has a little bit of flexibility to it.
what is this?
That's coconut crab shells. Sometimes they get really really large, and some people like to use them as trophies or armor.
Am I going to put on a coconut crab?
No, it feels similar to this, to what's in here. But this stuff is, if we're talking materials, that what you're holding may as well be gold, while what I'm holding would be like iron. What you're holding is soft comparison to whatever you have here. If you can give me a few days, I can try to really identify it, but that's only if you have the time.
I do not know if we have a few days, but we, someone did a identification, um, more magical, and something was strange when they told us what it could be. All we heard was screaming or terror, and I don't know. It seems like something is a little more potent here.
Hmm. I was told that your armor, you woke up with it.
Yes.
Or did you wake up again?
Um, I you see him like go into his mind's eye as he goes into his internal Google Docs to remember exactly where he woke up in his time, because that's totally what he does. Nope. This is what happens when you have too many Google Docs. Aha! Um, I woke up in, well, I woke up on the ship, um, close to Pahinga.
Hmm. Where was the ship?
In the water. I was floating.
Uh-huh. Tell you what, I'm going to send off a few messages. Can you leave your armor with me tonight?
Yes, I can. I can do that.
Okay. I'll try and figure it out.
Is something wrong?
I don't think anything's wrong. I'm just puzzled by this material now. I want to
I'm
find out.
I'm searching deeper within what he's saying.
Insight check.
Yes, please. Let's pick the guidance. If I can pick up my D4. Shout out to D4. Okay. Yeah. 19.
19. From the way he's phrasing it, from the way he sounds worried, it sounds like he doesn't want it to be something.
Got it.
Like he has a suspicion, but he wants to be wrong.
Okay. Then I guess I will leave you to it. I don't want to cause your workload to be bigger than it already is.
Listen, you're here because a friend told you to come here. You're fine.
Thank you. Would you like a walnut?
I would absolutely love a walnut right now, yes. Thank you.
I will hand him the amount of walnuts I have, sans one.
Okay. You hand him you hand him a couple walnuts, and you see in one hand he just squeezes and they're broken.
I didn't see anything.
Sorry, you sensed it? I'm working on it. I swear I am.
That's okay.
You essentially just kind of squeezes once and breaks them open.
Okay. He will nod and will walk out. A bit still confused now, just wearing scraps without armor. And he will, I guess, begin to wander. He doesn't really have a purpose right now.
Okay. Can you roll me a percentile die?
$28.
28. As you're wandering away from Benoit's hut, you sense Pilar holding something that sounds heavy. There's clinking inside of whatever she's holding.
Oh, hello. I did not expect to run into anyone.
Hi. Where's your armor?
I gave it to Benoit. He is helping me ascertain what could be wrong with it.
Oh, okay.
He sounded worried, but I don't know why.
It's probably nothing. We got paid. We have money now.
That is nice.
And so we're all going to Talunan, right? I know you wanted to go to Talunan for reasons, and we all have reasons to go to Talunan. But it's going to be a couple days because if I'm taking my very large boat, I have to wait for everybody to leave.
Do we think that that time will be detrimental to us finding this individual?
I don't know. But it's also, I think it's better to be prepared, and the extra couple of days will help us be prepared.
I am not a fighter, so I cannot confirm nor deny what you are saying. But if you believe we should wait, then I guess we have nothing else to do.
Do you have a boat?
I have a small boat, yes.
Do you want to tie your boat up with the rest of my boats? Do you want to bring your boat?
It would not hurt to have another boat. That is mine. Yes, I will take the boat for when we eventually go our separate ways.
Okay. And then she actually like looks at him. Like, what are you wearing right now? I know you said scraps, but like, what does it look like?
It looks like he goes into his mind's eye once more as I scroll in my mind's eye to a certain picture of
Okay.
Manalo. Ding ding. Okay. It looks like he is wearing a very charcoal gray shirt type thing that
Mhm.
looks very ripped and tattered.
Mhm.
There's also some pants that definitely don't exist past his knees anymore, and also the rest is all tattered as well. And he has a lot of like fabric around his arms and his legs as well. Very very loose.
Cool. So
Also, you
she
see like the stuff on his side, like his daggers and stuff.
Mhm. So like she actually like finally like that was a whole thing that she had prepared when she saw you,
Mm-hmm.
and now she's actually like looking at you, and she's like, I think we can take the next couple of days to get you some new clothes too.
Why do I need new clothes? I am very comfortable in this.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're comfortable, that's fine, but it's all tattered.
It may be tattered, but it still gets the job done. I think.
What if you get cold?
I don't. I cannot think of the last time I was cold. To be fair, I can't remember much.
Hmm.
Do you see him like his head tilts down, so he's not looking at anything? He says, "Do I appear a certain way?"
No, you just
That's cocked.
how dare you?
You think he's not inciting that?
How dare you? How dare you?
That's a 23 too.
I can't beat that. So she like when you say that you are fine with what you're wearing, she's like, okay. She thinks that maybe she would like to see you in new clothes, but it's not important. Like it's not like she doesn't think you look dirty or dingy.
Okay.
She's like, nah, you a bum, and I'll
his head is kind of cocked as he's speaking. I am a very large individual and do not know what else could fit me. I'm quite comfortable in what I have on right now. But if you believe additions could make the appearance look better, yes, I would not be against, I guess.
well, consider it a gift for your help. Also, I don't know if you got the impression of the Datu, but he's a pretty big guy. We have people here who can outfit you.
That is valid. Um, I would like to not give up the things I am wearing, though.
Oh, well, you don't have to.
Unless I am very comfortable with you,
How?
I don't give up things. Huh?
That's fine. How about we just fix them then?
How do you fix things?
Well, they're a little tattered. We can get some like nice fabric that would like match the color and just make it look a bit more solid.
If solidifying what I am wearing would help the visual of me, then sure.
You see, like she's trying to like that disconnect is breaking her brain. She's like, I just want to do something nice for you, Manalo. Please let me do something nice for you. But
you see, he reaches into the bag that he has, and he brings out like a bluish tinted. It's a shirt, but like if he's like an extra large, it's a medium. And he says, "I was given traveling clothes by Ulan. I do not believe they could. Um, I would need a knife to cut them." So I could wrap them around because I cannot. My form can get.
well, how about we turn them into something else you can wear?
Like what?
Like a sash or something.
I am not adept in the ways of clothing.
So, can I take your hand? Like she asks to like, okay. So she grabs your hand and she just starts walking. And not necessarily to the crowd of people, but just walking. And she's like, well, we'll figure it out.
We will figure it out.
And then she also puts 100 gold in your hand. In a satchel. This
You
is
notice
from
that
the
he grips that pretty tight.
Mm.
You actually notice if you can beat an 18.
I did.
Okay. I was like, what's his natural stealth? You notice that where the money was grasped, the veins like bulged.
It's like sensing money.
Sensing something. But yeah, and he will hold on to that. But he hasn't let go, so it's still in his hand. It's like Pilar hand, gold, Manalo, just like in a
sandwich.
In a sandwich.
It's a money sandwich.
It's a money sandwich.
So yeah, I'm not really walking with a purpose. We were standing there and I started to feel awkward. So now we're just walking.
That's valid. He doesn't understand being awkward anymore. So yeah, he's walking with.
Gaita, what are you doing at this point?
I will be in the festivities, but I will be avoiding Guy. Not obviously, but just like if I can see him, I'm moving to a place where I can't see him.
Fair. Dai, what are you doing?
I imagine I probably at some point want to catch back up with Dalasai. We had, I think, agreed to catch up after the ceremony.
Mm-hmm. As you're moving through the festivities, I assume.
Yes.
You hear a scream erupt through the crowd. And you see a bunch of people running away from a spot in the festivities. The music staggers and stops as people are rushing away. Pilar and Manalo, you hear this as well. As people start rushing past you to get away from whatever is going on.
I will walk towards it.
Gaita, you hear this as well, but you hear the screaming, you see people running, but something else goes off in your mind. You get this sensation of something being wrong. And before the fight even begins, before you have this sense of adrenaline kick into your body, before you have this awareness of what is going on, you hear this voice, deep and all-encompassing, rush through your ears and mind. Just this impossibly low-pitched voice yelling, "Wrong!
Wrong?
Wrong."
Can I get a visual on what people are running from?
Do you rush towards it?
Yeah.
You rush through the crowd. It's starting to head towards twilight. The sun is starting to set. And you see people rushing away. And as you get to the small clearing, you see a couple of figures, kind of staggering, walking, looking at people, hunched over, growling and hissing. Some patches of their skin are removed. Some bone is exposed. You can see pieces of their rib cage. You can see the joint of an elbow, and they're still walking. Their skin is sunken in, showing gums and teeth, and where there should be eyes, there's just these sunken, hollow pits. You know what these are just as you get close to them. You know these are Maranhigs. They're called the Stiff Ones, the Scourge of the Living, Renders of Flesh, Death Unrelenting. And you see a few people on the ground.
What?
Maranhig. You see people on the ground with large bite marks, unmoving.
As soon as I realize what they are, I would like to rage.
And that is where we're going to take our break.
Awesome.
We'll see y'all in roughly 10 minutes. Stretch, get some water. We'll be back soon.
Double Feature Month is almost over at BigBads.com. This month only, subscribe to get 2 Big Bads delivered to your doorstep. These boss monsters are ready to drop into your campaign, or to star in your next one-shot. Prepare for Exaxia, the spider-like Thorn Witch, along with a reprint of the very first Big Bad, Daniel, the flesh golem who just needs a hug. Subscribe at BigBads.com before May ends to get your hands on this Big Bad double feature.
We're back, everybody. Right in time for initiative. Could everybody please roll me some initiative?
I don't think I want to.
All right, you do not get to participate in combat.
I just realized my initiative went up. Lol.
All right, Gaita, you look happy. What'd you get?
I got higher than a 10. I'm so excited. I got an 18.
Nice. Pilar, what did you get?
A 6.
A 6. That's not good.
I'm the Ligaya of season 2.
I hope Mac is hearing this. Let's go with I. What did you get?
21.
21. Ooh, spicy. And Manala, what did you get?
Okay, so I was gonna be nice letting Geisa go first, but then I just said fuck all that. I got a 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot that I bumped my dex, which meant my initiative went up.
That is what that means, yes. And I'm going to roll some dice. By the way, everybody, not to be shameless in the middle of the stream, but I recently got some dice from Sears Sword. Look at this shit. It's got the Sina S on it.
I have that same dice set. It's one of my favorite sets that I use every session for this show, but it doesn't show up on here because my green screen hates it.
Amen to that.
Well, I don't have any Sears Sword dice.
I don't have any Sears Sword dice either.
Fix it.
I should have got some with my candle order.
Initiative. Ah!
No, I don't like it. Mm-mm.
You know, like when the DM goes, ah!
No.
No.
What don't you like about ah?
Please stop.
It's like you want to be Michael Jackson, but instead you're like Matthew Jenkins.
Jenkins.
Matthew Jenkins.
Rude. All right, I guess. You are first. You arrive just in time to see these three emaciated, corpse-looking creatures shambling around. People are fleeing from them in droves. What do you do?
They're grouped together in some way.
They're near-ish to each other. Yeah, there's like this 20-foot radius around them that's been cleared out.
Are there like two of them that are like within like a 5-foot radius of each other?
A 5-foot radius could hit every one of them.
A 5-foot radius could hit every one of them.
Yes.
Oh, that's convenient. Then I'll just as I'm running forward, I'll be like, "Hurry, go!" And he will fly up into the sky, and out of the sky will come a beam of moonlight, centered on them.
All right.
In a 5-foot radius pillar of light that goes like 40 feet in the air.
DC.
Let's make it spicy, and let me add some spirit dice to that. Hold up.
Please don't. What if you did?
Too late.
Please do.
It's too late. I already have. I'm
Oh.
gonna spend 2 spirit dice.
After your friend wanted to use his own spirit dice against me, destroy them, I.
I shall. So, thanks to our recent level up, that is now a DC of 20.
Ooh.
DC 20 dexterity.
I believe it is actually Constitution at the start of their turn, if that makes a difference. I can confirm that for you very quickly.
Please do.
But I know that the effect takes place at the start of their turn. It is a Constitution saving throw.
All right, DC 20.
Yes.
Bet. All right. Anything else with your turn?
I'm not going to get close to them. I'm going to stay 30 feet away. And I'm going to use the advantage of being a short person to hide behind something nearby so they don't see me.
I will say that the radius around them is increasing because that's where people have already fled to and are in the process of fleeing. So 20 feet is clear, and the next round, 40 feet, 50 feet is going to be clear.
That's fine. I will be as far as I can be that is clear at the moment, hopefully behind something.
All right. Can you make me just a quick stealth check? Just to see how well you can dash over something that hide behind it.
Absolutely. A stealth check, 100% gonna do that. My D20 is already in my dice tray. Stealth, what is that? Okay, good, very good. Very good. That is a 19, actually.
A 19? All right, a 19. You hide behind some large pots. You're pretty sure they can't see you from here. One of these creatures snarls and looks around. I want to hit their Constitution check. That is a 20.
A 20. Okay. All right. That's fine. Let me just tell you how much damage they take on a successful save.
And what kind of damage is it?
It is radiant damage.
Oh.
Additionally, are these shape changers?
They are not.
Okay. Cool. Good to know.
These are medium-sized undead.
Good. Okay. Well.
Don't like it.
This one is going to take. I can read. That is not that great. 4 points of radiant damage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Noted. All right. Is it the end of your turn? Or sorry, it's their turn. My bad. I'm getting confused.
Carry on.
It snarls and runs out of the moonbeam and tackles someone fleeing to the ground. The person gets tackled to the ground and is being clawed at.
No.
Let's roll some damage.
No.
This person is on the ground and gets hit by 2 claw attacks.
Mm-mm.
On the ground, you can see it hit once, hitting twice, and with each claw, the person is screaming in terror and pain. Manalo, your turn. You can sense that the crowd is just moving away, and I assume, Pilar, you would have headed towards the sound.
Yes.
As you get to this empty space of people, you sense two creatures. Now three creatures, now two, Nalo, in the middle of this opening of where people aren't, where people are fleeing from, and they feel wrong. They feel not all there. You can sense that there's pieces of them that aren't properly aligned with how you know a person should be formed, and there's a smell of blood hanging around in the air, as well as someone screaming.
Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Is this person still alive?
The person on the ground is still alive, but they are horribly hurt.
Yeah, I figured. Cool. And how far away are we from these creatures?
You are 10 feet away from the one that's attacking someone on the ground. You are 20 feet away from the two in the middle of this empty circle.
Cool. I'll just say to Pilar, I did not think we would have to deal with commotion during a festival, but I guess that does make sense. And my head will immediately snap towards the person who's being attacked, and I'll reach out my hand, and those tendrils all glow and light up as there's like a wave of like force that comes off of my hand, as I cast Sanctuary on them as a bonus action.
Okay, nice.
To make sure that if anything tries to attack it, they got to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed, they got to choose a different target or lose the attack or spell. And then I immediately rush. Does that person count as an ally?
The person on the ground?
Uh-huh.
It'll count as a willing creature. It doesn't really know who you are or is necessarily aware of your presence quite yet, so you can't really target it as an ally.
Make a quick thing real quick. Just want to confirm a thing. Words. If if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it, that person is an enemy of that target.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Then yeah, I'll rush forward with my dagger and attempt to just stab him right in the gut. That is what I will do.
Okay.
That.
Did you miss?
Oh, I missed horribly.
What'd you get?
I missed so horribly. I can't get lower than this, technically.
What did you get?
An 8, which was a +7.
An 8 hits.
It was a nat 1, though.
Oh, then I guess you do miss.
That's what I was like. It was a nat 1. So we should nat 1.
If not for the fact that it was a natural 1, you would hit.
Yeah.
But AC meets. AC 8 meets.
Jesus.
Wow.
First of all, that thing is weak. Second of all, I suck. Great.
I mean, what you should be asking is why would Paladin throw an AC 8 creature at you?
Oh, I am very aware of the things that this thing probably can do. But that is my turn.
All right.
Let me check a thing real quick. What? It's not concentration either? Oh my gods. Okay, yeah, that's my turn.
That's going to bring us over to Gaita. You
Okay.
are already raging.
Sweet. Then I'm going to get up to this one that is attacking the citizen.
Yeah, citizen would be a good term.
And I will attack with a reckless So it gives me advantage, and then next turn or whatever they have advantage on me, but that's whatever. That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
And then I need the creature to make a wisdom saving throw.
Are you using Isolation of the Soul?
Yes.
Undead creatures automatically fails the saving throw.
Awesome. So they don't have any sight beyond 30 feet.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then yeah.
For the audience, on a failed save against the Barbarian's feature, Isolation of the Soul, on a failure, the creature loses sight of anything beyond 30 feet of itself. This affects other methods of awareness, including tremor sense and blind sight. If you move beyond 30 feet of the creature, it is still aware of where you are. While its vision is limited in this way, every time you make a successful attack against the creature, you also regain a number of hit points equal to your proficiency modifier.
And then that's 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. All right. Then we're going to subtract this. As you hit it, you see this looks like tears coming out of the creature's eye sockets, but the water itself is black.
Awesome.
It looks at you, looks around, then looks at you, and snarls, and goes to attack.
Go for it.
I mean, it's not like it has advantage or anything. What is your AC?
It is a 13.
13?
Mhm.
Oh! I hit twice.
Okay.
It fails on its bite, but it hits with 2 claws. First claw is going to deal 10 points of damage.
10 points of what kind of damage?
Slashing.
Okay.
Second one deals 6 points of damage. Slashing.
Gotcha.
And now it brings us to the other Moranhik. The third one, who looks at you, Gaita, looks at Manalo, and sees that Manalo's kind of outnumbered, and runs the one near Manalo is outnumbered, and runs towards Manalo. What is your AC?
Just hit me.
What's your AC?
14 right now.
14 right now? All right. I hit once.
Don't forget, I took off my armor.
Oh, that's right.
Cool.
I hit once. It's a crit, but it's only once.
It's a crit, but it's once.
Way to bury the lead
Bury
there.
the lead.
Please
Jeez.
explain to me, what do you think a crit will do? Like, what is the difference between crit hitting once or hitting twice? Please let me know.
I plead the fifth.
He could roll a 1 for damage.
I did. So there you go. Let's see there. The problem is that what I crit you with is 2d6 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Please take 20 points of piercing damage.
Gross. Absolutely gross.
As this thing bites into your shoulder, and you hear some crunching and grinding of bone.
You said 20 point?
20 points.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wait. No.
Very
slice,
quick.
slice. There we go.
Yes.
Point of order. I should have remind you for the second one as well, but they should each be making Constitution saving throws at the start of their turns to see how much damage they take from my moonbeam.
2 failures. Please roll damage.
All right, 9 on the first one and 20 on the second one.
Wow. Double 10s?
Double 10.
Nice.
Look at that.
There's a meme going around of
Look at God. Look at Fiona. That's God.
There's this meme going around online where it shows Omni-Man from Invincible like in pain but having to look evil about like wanting players to have character growth but having to be the bad guy who bullies the characters. I feel that right now. Pilar, it's your turn.
Oh, look, it's me. Yeah, I'm gonna run up so they can get done up. Yeah, I'm gonna run up. I'm not gonna take a knee. That's probably considered prone. I'm not gonna do that. That's silly. I'm just gonna launch a dart at them with my swim pit. The one of the ones that's harrying Manalo, because I saw that bite. It's gross.
Yeah, go for it. The one that bit Manalo, by the way, took 20 points of damage.
Neat. And it's still alive?
Yes.
Gross. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
Excellent. I'm gonna roll some damage. And honestly, if it took 20 points of damage and didn't do the thing, I will wait. So yeah, just regular damage. Max damage. That's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. That's nice. Is it the end of your turn?
Is it still standing?
Yes.
That's gross. Yes, it's the end of my turn.
All right. That brings us over to Dai. Dai, would you like to try and learn more about these creatures?
As a free action?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can you roll me a religion check?
He asked, so there's a reason.
I will gladly roll a religion check. That is an 18.
18. All right. Because you only rolled 18, you can learn one of its two traits.
Okay.
Would you like to learn trait A or trait B?
Well, which are the two traits, Paladin?
No, just let me know which one you want to learn. The first trait or the second trait?
Let's do the second one.
The second trait. All right. Its second trait is called Curse of the Rushing Pure.
Okay.
The Moranhig takes acid damage, a substantial amount of acid damage, when they end their turn in a natural place of running water. This damage ignores its immortality trait.
Okay. Duly noted.
Duly noted.
Just gonna write that down. Just gonna take a note of that. Yeah, cool, awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's my turn now, right?
Yes.
I would like to scream. I'm just gonna go, ah! And then none of them are still standing in my moonbeam, right?
None of them.
Cool. Awesome. I
actually wait. No, one's still standing in because it immediately started fighting Gaita.
Cool. Gaita isn't in
Hold
my
on.
moonbeam, though, right?
I think
It's
all
not.
of us. No, I think Gaita, Pilar, and Manalo are all around the person who got hurt, and then I think they all ran to us. I think we're all in like a big conglomerate right now.
Gaita's in the middle with one of them.
I thought Gaita went to the one that I helped.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My mistake there.
Yeah.
Then yeah, one conglomerate.
Yeah, we're all together right now, basically.
Cool. So I will drop the moonbeam, and I will say to Hari, I'll kind of shout out into the air for him to listen.
Love those words. Love those words.
I have absolutely nothing to do here. Hari, help the man. And Hari's gonna fly down towards the guy on the townsperson on the ground, and is going to cast Cure Wounds through me on them so that they are somewhat alive. It'll be 8 points of health to
8 points?
the poor injured townsperson.
Okay.
And then Hari will just fly in circles around the conglomerate, I guess, as I figure out what the heck to do with this. And I go, Can we find them water? We need to hit them with water.
To repeat, natural place of running water.
Yes. Can we hit them with water?
Can I ask why to drop the moonbeam?
Why did I drop the moonbeam?
Wouldn't it be free to continue it?
Because I don't want to get close. And so I need Hari to do all the spell casting for me.
Okay, sure. Within of your turn, that brings us to the Moranghig that was attacking the person. They have to make a wisdom saving throw, which they fucking failed.
Wait, didn't Gaita go first?
No, because while I got a 21, this Moranghig got a 20. So it goes to
I
Moran-
got 21. Sorry. Never mind.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Gaita was at the top. My bad.
Yep. No worries. Moranghig is trying to attack the person because of Sanctuary. It by no means can succeed against it with what it rolled. It has a -2 to its wisdom saving throws. Whoop. It looks down at the person and just
No, thank you.
and looks around. And you got a 17 to eye? It sees you.
No,
I
thank you.
thought I had rolled
No,
a
thank
19.
you.
Hold up.
You said 17.
What do we mean by C?
I heard 19.
Because I had rolled a natural 18 with a +1 in stealth for the stealth
Okay.
modifier.
I'm sorry to say that I do not see you because I cannot roll past an 18.
That's fine. I'll appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, it looks around trying to see someone to attack, and it's right next to Manalo, Gaita, and Pilar, and it's going to go for Gaita. You said 13 AC, Gaita?
Yes. Yeah.
Christ. All right. Going to hit twice.
Okay.
First hit deals 5 points of damage. Second hit deals, 10 points of damage.
Those are both slashing.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, do you have resistance against those right now?
I am raging.
Okay. Shoot. All right. Then that is going to be its turn. It tries to slash you twice, hits you twice, tries to bite you, misses with the bite. That brings us over to Manalo.
Now I'm gonna try to stab this thing again because I felt the need to succeed.
Okay.
Thanks. So I'm not rolling you again. That die always does me wrong. She get the money when I'm in need. Wait. Oh. Yes, that's correct. Okay. That was a 19 on a die. So that's
Going to hit.
up there. Yep.
Yeah.
With the dagger. I'm also gonna put my sneak attack into that. Ooh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, boy.
Ooh, very nice, very nice.
Which one are you hitting?
Yeah, boy.
The one that wait, they both tried to attack me. No, one tried to attack me. The other tried to attack Gaita. The one that tried to attack me, 11, 14, 19 points of stab damage.
19 points.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going for the one that was initially attacking the person, or the one that ran up and bit you?
The one that bit me.
All right. You said how many points? Sorry.
19.
19. Okay. Yeah, the one you just stabbed looks horrifically injured in comparison to the other two.
Great. And then I look at you as my veins are still pulsing, and so no. And then I'm going to disengage as a bonus action and run back a little bit. So
All right.
I'm a sense out the eye as best as I can and just run into a direction that I last heard him speak.
Okay. You stab once, and as you retract your knife, you drag it as you move backwards, cutting across.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. That is going to bring us over to Gaita.
So
One looks horrifically injured. Other two, one looks barely scratched. Other one looks kind of scratched up.
So the one that I have the soul isolation on.
Yes.
They're the one that's like the most hurt, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and reckless attack it again. That's another 21.
Hits.
And then is it every time when you successfully hit a creature? Undead automatically fails. Da, 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 da. Okay, so it doesn't need to make the save again, and even if it did, it would fail anyway, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
because it's
in it now. It's in it now.
Okay. So that is 11 points
11 points.
of damage.
You cut into this creature and you dig your sword into its shoulder blade, cutting down into the chest, and it collapses onto the ground. It's dead.
Cool.
Could you make me a religion check?
Regain some hit points.
21.
21. Immortality. When this creature reduces 0 hit points with an attack that deals radiant damage, they will rise with full hit points on the next night when the moon is not visible. If it is brought down to 0 hit points for an attack that does not deal radiant damage, the Moronhix rises with full hit points after 1 minute.
Okay.
Cool.
That brings us over to
Really quick.
Yes.
With my movement, am I in the attack radius? Like, okay, so am I, first off, my first question, am I in the attack radius of the other two?
Yes.
Okay, and then are there, like, have the people fled enough to where I think that they couldn't get to another person within one turn?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll chill out. I was gonna move and try and activate their reaction, but I'll stay put for now.
All right. That brings us over to Amaranhig, who looks around. You've been casting spells.
Yes.
Those have verbal and somatic components.
Affirmative.
Can you make another stealth check?
2.
2, you are spotted.
Cool.
One of the Moronhigs starts bolting towards you. Gaita, you get a reaction attack.
If I went over to where the eye was, would he technically run past me to get to the eye?
You will be able to reach the eye, so unless you moved halfway between where you were and the eye, no.
Wait, say that one more time?
So if you were able to move to the eye, already make it all the way to him with your movement on your turn.
I don't know how far back would he have been.
The eye was like 20 feet away from you. He wasn't far away.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I got a 9 to attack.
That hits.
Okay. Does it look like if I stab this thing, it'll die?
No.
Okay. Sure.
Die.
No.
That is 10 points of damage.
10 points. All right. And it makes it over to you, Die. What's with that look in your face? What's your AC?
This is just my default face look. What do you mean? My AC, it's a 13. Thanks for asking. What's yours?
8.
Oh, cool.
But I'm not being targeted right now. You are.
Okay, well, I feel a little bit attacked. Not gonna lie.
You should feel 2 attacked.
Okay, good, good.
Well, 2 attacked is better than 3 attacked.
For you get clawed for 8 points of slashing damage,
Mm-hmm.
and you get bit for 12 points of piercing damage.
Cool, cool. So that's 20 total.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
I love multi-attack.
No, you
No,
don't.
you don't.
Yes, I do. What are you talking about? Multi-attack is the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm. But when is she being used against you?
Hard pass.
Exactly. There you go.
That brings us to Pilar.
Hit me.
Hit you.
All right. So the one that has gone to take a chunk out of the eye now is my favorite foe after seeing how hardy these things are.
All right.
Yeah. So well, if I hit it, which I don't know, I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I hit it. It's my favorite foe now.
All right.
So now it's gonna take some real good damage, I hope. Max damage again. That's 15 points of piercing damage from my sumpit.
Oh! Oh! Stop!
No, I will not. I will not stop. And I have not moved because I am launching darts from my wonderful blow dart of doom.
Mm-hmm. And then your turn?
Yes, I don't have any bonus actions that I can do. But I am concentrating, so.
For a moment, I thought you said bonus. I was like, what the fuck?
No, bonus.
Your turn.
Yeah, okay, so still panicking. Now with a little bit less hit points.
Yes.
And just gonna look at the one right in front of me that's just attacked me, right? It's still standing.
Still standing right in front of you.
With a big old dart sticking out of its neck.
With a big old dart sticking out of its neck. Cool, cool. I am going to reach a hand out, and I'm gonna try to hit it with a spell. This is I'm gonna use. Yes, me. Inflict wounds.
Inflict wounds. What kind of damage does that deal?
Necrotic.
All right.
It's gonna hit with a 12.
I'm going to say that something else you figured out during your 2 religion checks is that it is immune to poison, necrotic, and cold damages.
Cool.
So you don't have to cast a spell if you don't want to because you know it will have an effect.
Cool.
Can't he just choose to inflict like radiant wounds instead? Can't he just shine them with the light of Kamataion and
First off, it's Apolaki.
No, I said what I said. We're on Amazon right now.
I know what you said. I know what I mean.
Okay, but Apolaki's light is a different spell. Completely.
It's a good spell.
It is a good spell. I actually have it prepared. I just didn't think to use it. It's fine. Anyways,
would you like to have used it?
I've missed my chance. I'll do it next time. I will instead. I'll just keep the same attack roll, but I'll use my Chris instead. It will instead be an 8 to hit.
An 8 to hit? Hit?
Yes. Cool. It is a magic weapon, if that helps. And the first hit with it is a critical hit because it is under the effects of my gilded weapon ability.
Fuck yeah. All right. Roll damage.
11 points of slashing damage.
11 points of slashing damage.
Yes.
You want to know what the heartbreaking thing is?
It had 12 hit points.
Yeah, actually.
Good. Just what I always wanted. And with that, I am going to say we need to get them into the water, into the ocean. We need to get them into the water. and I am going to stand still.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Amaranhig.
No,
What do you mean, no?
I said what I said.
It's looking at Lucia. It looks like Gaita.
Hey, who's Lucia? Is that an innocent person on the battlefield?
It's going after Pilar.
That was a
Bring
clear.
it.
I'm the DM, and you didn't edit that.
Sure was. And I don't care. Bring it.
Gaita, you did reckless attack last turn, correct? You're muted. Okay, gonna roll to see if I hit it.
Yes.
Okay. You get hit with 2 claws.
Okay. Oh! My pencil.
With the first one, you get hit for 9
Slashing?
slashing.
Okay.
I'm working with what I got, woman.
That's
I work
fine.
with what I got.
That's fine with me.
I know it is. I hit you for 6. I know it's going to be 3, but I'm going to say 6.
Ooh. I'm good.
Can I ask what are your hit points at right now? I've been hitting you a lot.
Well, my max is 52 because we leveled up, and
Right.
so I'm at 30 right now.
God.
Barbarians.
I've regened a little bit, so
Ah, I forgot.
just a little bit.
Barbarians who can heal.
All right.
Amazing.
Yeah, all right. That brings us to Manalo.
Cool. I'm going to reach out my hand towards the one that is attacking Miss Gaita. As a black beam goes their way with it. Eldritch Blast.
Pleased.
An Eldritch Blast.
Pleased.
Okay. That was nope. Try that again.
What was that sound?
It was the sound of my pain being materialized. That's an 11 to hit.
11 hits.
Yay! I'm so excited. 9 points of force damage.
Okay. 9 points. Anything else to do with your turn?
Yes, after I do one thing. There we go. Boop. And I look at the eye and I say, we have to get them to the water? That sounds hard to do.
Now, we could do it when they're dead, I think, but we should definitely do it.
That is probably valid. And I will use my bonus action to disengage and run towards the one that's already on the ground. And as I do, the eye also hears, don't worry about them. They need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Who does?
The one that's right next to the eye. And you
Okay.
said they had 12 and they took 11. They're going to take some form of damage from this.
So then, even on success, they take damage. Yeah, right. They fall off the ground. Actually, what type of damage do you deal?
Psychic.
Okay. Then yeah, they fall to the ground, and the counter starts.
Like,
I can smell too much blood, and I'm like, they'll be down. So yeah, then I'm going towards the one that's already fallen, and that's all I can do right now.
Okay, that brings us to Gaita.
So we have one left.
One left. It's still upright.
One left for now.
Right.
What? You killed 2 of them.
For 54 more seconds.
How far are we from water right now?
The closest place. There are 2 sources of running running water right now that are natural. One is the river that you have been to. The other one is the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of which one do you think is closer.
Well, which one is closer, Paladin?
I don't know. Can you give me a survival check to remember?
Sir, one of us lives here. The other one has family who lives here. Which one is closer?
I don't know. There's complications. You gotta clear into the ocean, but technically the river is close, but there's natural terrain to run through.
I'm gonna beat you. I'm making
flying
this
to
survival
Seattle.
check.
Friends.
I'm
Right, so
flying
we're
to
not
Seattle.
we're not like by the docks. I thought we were
You-
like in the festival.
You are on the festival. The festival went all the way through town. Not all the town is
Gotcha.
right next to the ocean.
Okay. Well,
If you can move unobstructed by the terrain while hauling a body, the river is the best option. If you can't, then the ocean is the best option.
Well, I guide to just wants to hit stuff. Yeah, she's gonna reckless against the last one just to try and get it down so that they can handle stuff.
All right.
That's a 20 to hit. Insane. That's a 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And why not? They're gonna fail their save. So I get more hitty points.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
Where? So they're next to. Where are they right now? The last one.
The last one is right next to you. I assume, do you want to know where the two bodies are?
No, I want to know where this one is. Like if we're close to other people in the party.
So I and Manalo are a little farther away. Pilar has been away from the bulk of combat this entire time using her Zoom pit. So there's only you near it.
Okay. Then I'll just chill out.
Okay. That is one round done.
Wait. Manalo ran back over towards one of the bodies, so he is close there. I don't know what you're asking about, but he is close over there.
Are you within like 5 feet for like a melee opportunity attack?
The two other than the one that's right after the eye were right next to each other for the most part. So if I ran back to the first body, y'all right next to it fighting. So I say yes, but I could be wrong, but I'm like pretty sure I'm right next to you again.
Okay. DM's call is Manala within 5 feet of the creature?
Can I ask for what purpose you're asking?
Because if he is, then Gaita wants to try and lure it out towards her.
Gotcha. I will say that, Manala's within 5 feet.
Okay, then I will move like just 10 feet back. And I'm gonna taunt it so that it tries to hit, like trying to get it to hit me.
Okay. With its reaction attack, it does miss you.
Okay.
So you're just able to move away, and it's still focused on you.
Awesome.
And Manalo, you, in addition to the blood that you're smelling, you smell very, very deep seawater again. And it's coming from the creature that Gaita hit.
Gross.
That is one round. That brings us to Pilar.
So, which of these, knowing where I am in town right now and where the river and the ocean are, which is closer?
Can you roll me just a blank wisdom check?
A blank wisdom check.
Audacity.
Oh boy. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The river is closer, but there's all kinds of foliage and fauna and trees and shrubbery in the way, and the ocean will be a better bet for a lot of people. You recall a hunting trail that you have used in the past, and using it will give you a clear, easy run at the river.
Okay. All right. I'm going to use my free action to say, when this last one falls, get ready to move. And attack the last one with my serpent.
Go for it.
Yeah, that's an extremely large number. Is this the one that is my favorite foe or no?
I believe the favorite foe is already dead.
Okay, so I'm not going to worry about that. I wish you could transfer that. That's the only thing I don't like about favorite.
I have many things.
Okay.
No, you're right. You're right. There's many things, but we're not going to get into that right now. 7 points of piercing damage.
All right. Whenever I think about CB looking at something that has like an inconvenient design, I just think of Hank Hill saying something's wrong with that boy.
I'm also going to use my movement to move towards one of the bodies.
Okay.
Like one of the already fallen bodies, so that I can be ready.
You move up to it, and you can already see that its hands are starting to do that little like twitching thing.
No, don't like it.
Like when you catch a fish and it's not quite dead yet.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Dai, your turn.
Cool. The one that is in front of me is now deceased. Yes.
Yes.
Cool. I am going to pull out the rope that I have on me, and I'm going to tie a very hasty knot around its feet, holding its feet together, and then I'm going to start running. But it's probably going to take at least a whole action, if not multiple actions, to tie the rope around this one's feet. So I am tying a knot.
Roll me a dex check to see how long it takes you. If you get 15 out and up, I'll say it's a free action.
Cool. A dex check. 19.
19. You just it's tied. You got those feet tied up together real fast.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna look up at Hari. I'm gonna look at who else around. Who in the party right now is the most hurt? Is that Manalo? I know that you took a big chunk of damage early. If you've been,
It's funny because Gaita got hit more, but I technically have lost more health than they have. So
it's fine. It's
you also
fine.
see that he's not really showing that he got hurt. If I'm being honest, but yeah,
there's a large wound in this dragonborn's shoulder.
Cool. As I start running towards the direction of the river that I think Pilar has made us aware of, I'm gonna be like, Hari! And I'm just gonna like look at Manalo, and Hari's gonna come and like just land on your shoulder very delicately and like give you a little peck kiss and cast Cure Wounds, and
he
you're
feels
gonna.
nothing.
That's fine.
Because the powers that be don't let Abayon touch people again. Anywho, how much is that?
Take 10 points of healing.
Thank you so much, Babaylon Da'ai. You and your magical wonders do me all the joy.
Powers that be, just thousands of years of cultural heritage.
Just trying to be the very best.
That be.
And I will run my full movement, the entirety of my movement, all 25 feet of it, towards the river, holding the rope of this undead creature.
All right.
So I probably get like 12 feet, you know.
No, you would get your full 25 because you're dragging something easily.
Hey, all right.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
That is going to bring us to Maranhig. It's attacking Gaita. It rushes over to Gaita. It provokes from Manalo.
It does. I'm like distracted by the thing on my natural 20. The thing on my shoulder. I'm like, don't do that, please. I just want to pick up these D4s. Thank you. Hey, people who are at D4, RockPunch, he designed a D4 that's easily picked up. Thank you. That is 12 points of damage.
12 points of Demogles.
Demogles.
We love the Demogles when it's our Demogles and
Mhm.
not Paladins.
What do you got against my Demogles?
They hurt.
Well, yeah, they're Demogles. Like the scorpion said to the frog, Lamau. You can tell who got it by the look on their faces.
I'm angry.
All right, but you caught up Manalo, but it still rushes forwards to Gaita. Gaita, 13 AC.
Yup.
Did you reckless attack last round?
Yup.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let's see here. Woo! Woo! Awesome. I barely hit on 2 of those. And with the advantage, I hit with all 3. Thank you.
Cool.
No.
Yes. The Demogles are happening.
Why are we adding the L to damage? I just realized that. I just realized
Wait,
that.
wait.
It took
you're
you that
right.
long to realize.
Wait, you're
what-
right though.
Yeah.
It would be like Tentacles or whatever. Or Demogles. No.
It's like Damocles but with a G.
Exactly. I was just thinking that.
14 piercing damage because it bites you.
No.
8 points of slashing damage from one source. 12 points of slashing damage from another source.
You got 3 attacks?
It has 3 attacks per round.
Wow.
Yep, 2 claws and a bite.
Yup.
I don't like that.
I like
that's
it.
Why, that's why we're trying to fix it.
Multi-attack is great.
No.
That one hurt a little bit.
And
And
that's
it was also nice. The sound of a dagger going through their skull, because I'm pretty sure my turn's next.
Let's see here. Yes, in fact, it is your turn.
Yep. Yep.
I thought you were gonna say 69, but okay.
I'm not trying to be a thought right now.
Right now.
Curious.
Is a
But
19.
Benoit isn't here.
Wait, what? Oh yeah. Okay. I was like, what? I don't know how much it had left, but that's a lot of damage. Not a lot, but it's enough. That is math. 18 points of damage.
You stab it in the back, and you're pretty
No,
sure
I do not stab it in the back.
where
I
do you
stabbed
stab
it in
it?
his head.
You push your dagger through the back of its head, and Gaita, you see the tip of a knife appear through its forehead, and it falls to the ground. Combat's over. Timer starts now. What do you all do?
Hey, follow me, everybody. Pick a body and follow me.
I'm running.
Come on, Bombanos.
I'm still raging, so
Yeah.
could I go as fast as physically possible while dragging this thing?
Well,
Just keep punching yourself in the face.
Yeah.
well,
Little
you could just as it falls, just grab it and go.
Yeah, I'm trying to I don't know, drag
Maintain
it.
your rage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
So
eat it.
you start just you start running through the forest.
So-
who grabs
Yeah.
the third body?
So the eye has a body by himself?
Yes.
Yes, the eye has a tied body. Gaita grabbed the body that just died, and I was standing next to a body ready to grab it when Gaita's body fell. So I've got the third body.
Great, because I have a strength of 8. So I'm not pulling nothing. I'm weak.
Oh, let's be clear. So do I. I'm just running and dragging.
I just want y'all to know that my watch said that I stood up and I didn't. So
So what it says is you actually have a demon in your house right now. And
standing
it
near me.
stood up. Yes. Yes. You have a
See-
Benice niece right next to you.
Latia, what's gonna happen is you're gonna hear someone walk up to your door, you're gonna look over, and you're gonna look at you, shocked, having dropped a plate of food. Just
Oh, so this is us. That's what you just said.
Okay, cool, great. Uh-huh. Let's lose
So
these Moran. How about that?
If Pilar grabs that body, Manalo's going to kind of just have a moment, and he'll rush towards the sound of small feet and a body being dragged as he goes to help the eye.
Okay.
To make it a little easier.
So I'll ask this: Gaita and Manalo, who do you want to lead this charge towards the river?
Me.
I
You wanna lead the charge?
presume that Pilar is pointing out the direction, and we're just following.
Yeah.
Okay, Pilar, I want to ask you a question. Do you want to charge ahead? Because you are kind of unobstructed by natural difficulties in the terrain. Do you want to make it easier for the rest of your group? It will cost you a little bit of time. It will cost you a little bit of time. It'll sit down a little bit, but it'll make it easier for them.
Yes, I do. I want to make it easier for them.
So with one arm, you're kind of holding this body. With the other one, you're using Super to just kind of hack away at brush and foliage that comes into the path, and make it easier just for them. Can all three of you please make me all four of you please make me a survival check?
Can I guidance myself?
Yes. I'll also say I'll let you choose who makes the survival check.
Ooh, is
Now-
better than me?
Survival is wisdom. That's a +1 for me.
Oh yeah, because the bylines are charisma based.
Yeah, intelligence.
they're intelligence
It's
based,
intelligence. But charisma is my second one.
I got it.
Can I cast guidance on him and have 2 stacked guidances though?
Sir, you are a dungeon master. You are a game designer. Why are you trying to play the system? Why are you trying to play the system?
I'm just, I figured I'd ask.
Now, could he assist me and give me advantage?
I presume that we're working together.
You can give an advantage. Guidance, things of the same source or name cannot stack.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you for the guidance and for the assistance, because that was a 5 on the die.
Oh.
Try that again. It's much better.
What'd you get?
Math. Hold on.
I love that. I love that number. That
All right,
number is
23.
so good, math.
I love that number. I learned it in elementary school. 1, 2, 3, math 5, 6.
Wow.
Gaita, what did you get?
For survival, I got a 17.
17. Pilar,
22.
22. Cool. Can you subtract a D4 from that for me?
Okay. That is math. I got a 20. It's just 20.
20. All right. You're able to clear the way, and you're not slowed down by the foliage. You're able to guide your party through the hunting trail. Pilar, you arrive at the river first, and you see down the river. What? What's so funny? What's so funny?
No. Tell me what I see before I tell you what I do.
Down the river, you see a couple of the Datu's men throwing other Moranhigs into the river as well.
Okay, wonderful. I fucking use this Moran into the river.
You throw the Moranhig into the river, and you see that it starts to thrash, and then it dissolves into nothing. Gaita, you arrive at the river.
I assume that due to her motherly instincts, Gaita has been dragging this thing like in her kind of armpit around the neck, like she's about to give it like one of those, whatever they're called,
Noogies?
Yeah. And as soon as she gets there, she's gonna like pull it forward and like swing it into the river.
I love it.
You overhand slam it into the river, and as it hits the river, it starts to dissolve away.
Rude, Paladin.
To I and Manalo. You are rushing towards the river, dragging this thing behind you, and all of a sudden it feels heavier, like there's resistance.
Now, question.
Yes.
Laura was leading us, but Dai was one of the first ones to move. So did we get behind Gaita?
Pilar and Gaita both move faster than y'all.
That's fair.
Move faster than. Oh, okay. Yes, barbarian, and that makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But Dai and Manolo, you start feeling some resistance with the body that you're dragging.
Okay.
Looking behind you, you see the thing is already up and moving, and it's clawing at the ground just to not be dragged towards the river. Can you both make me a strength check?
Like,
Are we seeing
together?
this? Are we still busy?
You just thrown it into the river. But this is happening right now. To I am Manolo, can I get a strength check from both of you?
Now, question: check or saving throw? I'm asking for a reason.
I want a check.
Guidance.
This is a reaction, not something that you prepared for.
That's why I asked if it's a check or a saving throw. Okay, that's fine.
Are we both rolling separately as opposed to like one
You're
person
both
rolling
rolling
at
separate.
advantage?
You're both rolling separately.
Okay,
Like
good.
this.
Very good.
No.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
I
What'd
even
you get?
prepped myself for it. I prepped myself for it, and it still did me wrong.
What'd you
Well, I
get?
rolled a 5, so that's a 4.
I rolled a 1, so that's a 0.
This thing pulls out of your grip.
Oh no.
The unfortunate thing is that its feet are tied up. So it is crawling away at 15 feet movement. And Gaita and Pilar, you do see it trying just scrambling away.
I want to grab it
Yeah.
by its feet and like swing it same way.
Could I get a
Yeet it.
strength check?
Yes. Do you want to give me an amount of damage that I would have taken to keep my rage up to this point?
Are you punching
are
yourself the entire time?
Or did we get here under a minute?
You got to the river under a minute.
Okay, so I still...
you got there under a minute. It's just ended unless you have some way to extend it.
Then yeah, I would have extended it by dealing myself some damage.
If you'd like help with that, I can have Hari attack you every round if you want.
That's whatever works.
Peck.
Yeah, no, I got you.
This is weird. What's happening right now is weird.
I just going forward, I can do that.
Okay, yeah.
Just tell me that you want Hari to kill you, and I can do that.
Yeah. As soon as we get there and I drop the body, I turn around and I'm like still raging. I'm like, somebody hit me!
Can I just throw this out there that so far Hari's moves are Moonbeam, Cure Wounds, Kill.
Just you wait. So, to be clear, have you specifically asked for me or someone to hit you?
Because
DM.
she's like feeling it drop. So as soon as she drops the first body, she turns around and she's like, somebody hit me.
Will you allow, as part of my turn that so far includes tripping over my own feet on a strength check, to also include having Hari cast a damaging spell at Gaita?
I can also say, you're right next to Gaita. You can just, punch her.
No, I've just face planted. I can't do that. It has to be the bird.
Okay, so it's the bird. Yeah, go ahead and cast a damaging spell on Gaita.
Cool. Great.
Nothing too hard.
I have one damaging spell.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Do I have 2 damaging spells? Let me double check.
No.
Are you using a spell slot to hit her, or are you using a cantrip?
Well, we're about to find out.
You do not need to waste your spells to keep
Literally,
her.
just kick her.
Yeah, slap my leg, something.
I have a dagger in my hand.
True Strike does not deal damage. I would, in fact, have to cast a damaging spell
Okay,
in order to
Manalo,
do this.
you're right there with a knife. Do you want to just cut her once?
I see. I think both Dai and Hadi are like just going through it in the air and on the ground. And Manalo he like takes one of the darts from his blowgun and just like throws it at Gaita. I'm sorry, he didn't see it. He just feels like flapping and all that stuff. It just.
How much damage did that deal?
I threw it, so it's just gonna be ma'am.
I can't believe the most mechanically difficult time you all have had has been how
It
do
would
I
have been
hit
5 points of
my-
damage. So take two.
I can't believe the most mechanically complex thing we've had to do so far for you four has been how do I hit my teammates?
This man said, "Well, I gotta cast inflict wounds on you to keep your rage up."
It's the only damaging spell I have.
You would have
Gaita,
knocked out Gaita.
Gaita, what is your
She can't recover from necrotic.
Gaita? What is your strength check? You're raging, so you have an advantage.
Do you want athletic? Or I guess it's the same. It's a 24.
You overhand the Moranhig into the river. As it stands up, you can see that the river is starting to just erode away, and it's going to take 4d10 damage that negates its immortality trait. I cannot believe that we went through all. Oh,
You know what? This is the perfect panic response. That is exactly what just happened. We all just had a panic response.
It dealt 38 points of damage. It is still up. What do you four do?
I shoot it.
Shoot it as well.
I shoot
Rolled
it.
a hit.
Hit it with my Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I hit.
Laugh so hard I have a headache.
We've already covered how many damaging spells I have, so I'm gonna stand there.
Manala, what did you get to hit?
9. Well, no, not 9 to hit. I got way above to hit. That's 9
Okay.
points of damage.
9 points of damage?
Force damage, yeah.
Okay.
9 points of piercing damage.
It has. All right. Gaita, do you do anything?
Yeah, as soon as it lands in the water, I take my panabas and like twirl it and just like dig it into the chest of this thing.
Please roll the hit.
She's like, somebody hit me.
It's over an 8. If that
That hits. Please roll damage. I can't believe this is what breaks it. All of you.
It's a 10 points of damage.
You dig your weapon into its chest and it crumples into the ground. And as it does, it lets out one last as it dissolves away into the water. And that's where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Jesus Christ.
All of us just wait. I imagine that we're all, with the exception of Manalo, who is probably the calmest of us all.
He is.
Like, the eye is shrieking. I only have one damaging spell. Gaita is just yelling, and I am just
Right. Hari is like mid dive bomb before Manalo throws the dart.
Manala's like the one to just stand. You know, like Mad World when everything's going around and he just standing there. He just like
All right.
exactly it.
So, hello everyone. I've been your DM of the evening, HTD Paladin. These have been my players. Let's end the night with. Let's start with Gaita. Gaita, hello. Who are you?
Hi. I'm Lucia. You can find me everywhere as Seer Sword. It's my little TTRPG company. I am running pin pre-orders right now that are related to this campaign setting, the Islands of Sina Una. They're the 3 Sky Sisters. They're beautiful. They were designed by Other Moon's Art. You can pick those up. We also have matching dice for the setting that are in my shop, seersword.com. Otherwise, I'm here playing Tampo. So until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll pass it to Latia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Latia Jaquise, and I'm stressed. you can find me everywhere at Latia Jaquise, except for the places where I don't exist. I come hang out with me in an hour on my own Twitch channel as I de-stress from whatever the hell this was. Other than that, you can find me actually I stream on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 8 to noon Central, except for Fridays when it's 8 to midnight, except for Fridays where it's 10 to midnight. And you can find me on Sundays at noon Central on Rivals of Waterdeep as we march our way towards episode 100 of our 10th season. Other than that, I am the community relations coordinator for Monty Cook Games. We do stuff like the Cypher System and Numenera and Invisible Sun. And if you just want to come hang out with me, just follow me on Twitter. I love you all. CB, go. You didn't even get an intro. You weren't here.
That's okay. Hi, my name is Omega Jones, also known as Critical Bard, and I have been your Umalaga Dragonborn Grave Robber Rogue. I didn't say it last time. Manalo. You can find me many places, mostly over at Critical Bard, because I do a lot. Specifically, I want to shout out that tomorrow is the finale for Let's Get Wildmount Season 1.
Hey.
Come check us out as we finish up our deeds in Outfield to find out what happens next. There is going to be a Season 2. You need to wait and find out more information on that. Other than that, keep an eye on all of my socials, especially in the next coming days, because Pride is happening, and there's a lot of things happening. A lot of things I'm doing for Pride this year, and I'm very, very excited for the world to see what's going on. Other than that, yeah, that's me. That's me. I think that's me. That's me. Throwing it over to Josh.
Hello, that is my name. I'm Josh. I'm a freelance tabletop game designer. I'm a variety streamer. I'm the assistant director of ambassadors at Jasper's Game Day. Today, we learned out that I have one damaging spell, and also that my Australian accent is mediocre. If this has been fun for you, join us next time, which I think is not next week, but maybe in 2 weeks, because we're maybe taking a week off. I don't know. Check the schedule. We don't have a schedule posted anywhere. Whatever we're doing, you'll hear all about it. This has been fun. I'm going to toss it back to Paladin to round us out.
Hi there, I'm Paladin, also known as HTT Paladin on Twitter. Golly gee, wasn't that fun, everybody?
Oh, that was an episode, wasn't it?
I've been your DM of the evening. I'm a TTRPG content creator. I do a whole lot of writing. Recently, I wrote 12K words in 3 days, and I felt my left eyeball receding into my brain. I'm still recovering.
Should probably get that looked at.
I would, but health insurance, America. I make all kinds of stuff. I write a bunch of books. I got a Kickstarter happening next month for a book of spells and some subclasses and stuff. We can think of new stuff to add into the book, and it's fun. That'll be showing up next month, and we'll also have some dice made in part with Lucia here. It's going to be great. Otherwise, you can see my rants on Twitter about pop culture and video and TRPGs. And soon I've got more stuff on the way because my work never ends. Incredibly. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. We'll see you in 2 weeks. But right now, we're going to go raid Punkelnix, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to go raid our friend Punkelnix, who makes a bunch of good stuff. See y'all in 2 weeks. Bye.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.